Okay, this is John. We're ready to write the last paper. You've already written your pro 4-page persuasive essay and your con 4-page persuasive essay. And now we're going to combine those two papers you already wrote. We're going to combine them together to make one final paper. And this final paper, when you're done with it, after you save it and save the works cited on the end of it, submit it to the ePortfolio. You'll find the link to the ePortfolio on the Road State homepage. Go up to the upper right corner where it says Choose Quick Links, and then there'll be a drop-down box, and in that drop-down box it will say Submit your ePortfolio, and then you scroll through there and follow the directions, and you submit this combined paper into the ePortfolio. Okay, how to combine your two papers into one final paper. There's not much more writing to be done. You've done most of your writing. If you had any corrections to make, hopefully you made them to improve your papers before this final paper is turned in. You're allowed to improve the previous ones. But what you want to do is decide which point of view is going to be the winning point of view when you combine them. For example, if your topic was paying college athletes, and you wrote one paper in favor of paying college athletes and one paper against paying college athletes, you need to make up your mind which side is going to win. You don't want your paper to be, 50-50. You want one side to be a clear winning side, even though you're going to tell about both sides of the topic. So, to use the kidney transplant paper as our example, which by the way is on our Angel page under the Lessons tab for the last week, I would open that up and print it out and have it handy when you're listening to this video. If you haven't done that, I would go ahead and do that. Now as you look, this paper's already been combined, and I have notes in the margins about changes I made to combine the two papers, and you'll be able to see the notes in the margins on your printout on your computer screen as well. So when I combined the kidney transplant paper, I decided I'm going to make my winning side be that the people with end-stage renal disease should get a kidney transplant. So I want the pro side to win. So I'll tell my story, my pro story, about John, the patient who has diabetes, and what a hassle it was to get dialysis, and he decided to get a transplant to improve his life. So you would tell the story that goes with your winning side. And then after that, I would list all my organizers for both sides of the paper, the pro and the con. Most people had 3 organizers on each side of the issue. I would list the organizers in the way that your paper goes. So, if I am going to have my pro kidney paper be my winning side, I want that paper to be last. So I'm going to cut and paste my two kidney papers together, the pro and the con. But I'm going to have my pro kidney paper be last because that's my winning side. So when you combine your two papers, cut and paste them together to make one final paper, whichever side you choose to win, make that paper be the last paper. And then your organizers in the introduction will follow the order of the paper. Your 3 losing organizers leading into your 3 winning organizers, like it has here. The losing side here is against kidney transplants. So I put in the 3 bad points. The new kidney could be rejected, there's side effects from the medications, and infections are common. But then I gave a transition sentence that these things don't happen very often. And John, the person from my story, he was focused on, knowing that kidney transplants can improve a patient's overall health, and the need for dialysis, and prolong the life of the patient. And then there's my thesis: patients with end-stage renal disease should get a kidney transplant. After that, I have my 3 body paragraphs for my losing side, which in the case of the combined paper is against kidney transplants. I really don't need to rewrite those if I already did a good job. And then when I get down to after my last reason, and I'm about to switch sides here on page 4 of our sample paper, I put in a transition paragraph. So after I talk about infections, then I restate my winning organizers, restate my winning thesis, and then I go on and give the 3 body paragraphs on the winning side. improve a person's overall health, and the need for dialysis and prolong the life of the patient. I really don't need to rewrite anything here. From here on, I could leave it the same, and my conclusion paragraph will be in agreement with that, since it is the conclusion for the pro-kidney transplant. So I really wouldn't need to change anything from here to the end. And then you'd have your works cited page with all the sources you used in the paper listed on the works cited page. So you combine those two papers together according to the method I just described. You could look in the notes and the margins on the sample paper, kidney transplant paper on our Angel page. And once you do, Dropbox it and submit it to the ePortfolio, and you're done with this class. This is the last assignment. The deadline for this final paper will be upcoming Friday, May 2nd. So after that, I'm turning in grades Friday evening on May 2nd. So it needs to be in by 5 p.m. on Friday, May 2nd. And then I'm turning in final grades for our class after that. If you have any questions, you can contact me anytime between now and 5 p.m. Friday, May 2nd. And I'd be glad to discuss any of this paper combining with you. So good luck with this. And if you finish the course, congratulations on that.